Hi there, students. Impervious. Okay, impervious is an adjective. You've got the adverb imperviously. So if something is impervious, it means it's impenetrable. It does not allow things to enter or to pass through. And we use this word especially talking about water. So this material is impervious to water. Or by varnishing wood, you give it an impervious layer. That layer is impervious to water. The water cannot penetrate through it. The wool of a sheep contains lanolin, the wool of a sheep, and this makes the sheep almost impervious to rain because the rain does not penetrate through to the skin. So, impervious. We can also use it to mean unaffected by, immune to damage, immune to effect. So he was impervious to public criticism and would not change his attitude. So it didn't affect him. He didn't change it at all. I think it's good. It's good to listen to the criticism of others while it's constructive. But if it's not constructive, then imperviousness is a good thing. It's good to be impervious and not let it affect you. If something is impervious, it has no effect on someone. He was completely impervious to her tears. She cried and begged him, but he ignored her. He was not changed. His attitude didn't change. His attitude was unaffected by it. Our Western society seems to be impervious to the suffering of the third world. This concrete floor is impervious to rough treatment. You can treat it harshly and it's just not going to affect it. Journalists perhaps should be impervious to pressure from their editor to massage the truth, to bend the truth. This old building seems impervious to the passage of time. It looks like the day it was built, so it's unchanged. Okay, so impervious does not let things through, particularly water. A duck's back is impervious to water. Some countries try to make their border impervious. The US would love the border between Mexico and the US to be impervious, but it's never going to be impervious. Impervious, unaffected by. He was impervious to the changes going on around him. So things changed around him in his environment, but he was impervious to it. It seems that we think we are impervious to global warming, but it's going to come back to bite us because we're not impervious. Impervious, immune to, not influenced by, not receptive to. He is determined to do this and completely impervious to logical argument. He was impervious to the prisoner's plea for clemency. He imperviously walked through the dead bodies as if they were not there. Impervious to emotion, not affected by things, not affected by things that could make you have an emotional reaction. That sounds like a psychopath. The imperviousness of a psychopath's mind is quite stunning. So, next question. How formal is impervious? I think I'd probably give it a 7 in formality. Maybe 6.5. I don't think I would use impervious in an informal conversation. I would either say to block, immune to, unaffected by, uh, impenetrable. It's a bit formal for an informal conversation. Okay, so I would use it in a semi-formal writing, a formal writing, semi-formal conversation. I guess you could use it technically to talk about a material, but it still sounds a little bit formal. As to origin, well, it comes from Latin, another one, impervious. In meaning not, and pervious talking about letting things through, porous. So, very often we try to seem impervious, but very often this is just a facade and things actually affect us inside and we're not as impervious as we make out to be. So anyway, enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating. You can't be impervious to my fantastic video. Subscribe to my channel and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Impervious.